Hello there everyone, this is Mark 3 and welcome back to FTD ToBA, that one boaty adventure. I don't know why I said it quite like that, but you know, it's me, I'm a bit of an oddball sometimes, so as you do. Let's get the cruise control on because I'm pointing straight at a resource zone right now, I think. Yep, we are. Also, we have something nasty on the horizon over there, but I have other things to talk about. Anyway, still looking for ideas on the name for this thing, first off, though I have actually received 3 from the episode at the start of the week, which are the Seeker, the Ogre, and the Tower. I'm honestly kind of honoured that I'm being compared to Robbers' series. Robbers has the Cube, I have the Tower. I do watch Robbers' videos from time to time, so yeah. I'm kind of surprised at the comparison there, but hey, as you do. The Tower, which means that this thing would have to get a bit taller, though, wouldn't it, to be a true tower? But yeah, I can't settle on one of those 3, so I'm still looking for names or what seems to be more popular. I don't know. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about, though, is that I have actually adjusted this turret further compared to last time we saw it at the end of the last episode. And I'm going to run you through the changes right now. This was prompted by a comment saying that a 15-second cooldown on an advanced cannon was a waste and not very good. And, well, to be honest, this thing was never going to be effective for the size because of how it's built. The commenter did go on to say, it still looks pretty darn cool, though. And, yeah, I did say at the start that this thing is really more for appearance than true effectiveness, because if I wanted this thing to be massively effective, I'd just build a conventional one-axis turret, put a mantle on it, and Bob's your uncle, and all that jazz. No. Anyway, as you can see, the barrels are longer, the actual elevation turret part has been enlarged a little bit, and it's actually got a shield pylon in the middle now. So, whoa, is my AI off? No, my AI is actually on. I'm just getting shot at a lot. So I better turn on the shields. Oh, jeez. Well, that was my pack, never mind. Sucks to be you, whatever you are. Oh, jeez. And there's one of the flaws of this thing. It can get very heavily damaged if you're not careful. Oh, jeez. That blew off half the turret. Wow. Actually, to be fair, I think it punched through the armour and triggered an internal ammo explosion, which blew off half the turret, but, you know. What even is that? Well, it's dead, whatever it is. What are you? I don't think... No, that's not Deepwater Guard. That's a Steel Legion craft, I think. Very cool use of those shields on there, though, but, yeah, my firepower is just too much for it. End of the day. But that's another problem. I did, as I said, these things can also be a bit fragile too. I took more damage than I thought. Oh well. Yeah, the first thing you see about this new and improved quote-unquote turret is it gets an internal ammo explosion and half it gets blown off. Yeah, it's not the toughest beast, let's put it that way. At this size, these turrets become extremely fragile. So, yeah. Seriously, what the hell am I repairing? It's like... Well, it's not like I can't afford to... Oh, the ship's listing. I think one of the hydrofoils got damaged. Let's shut off and have a look. Yeah, one of the hydrofoils got blown apart. I need more repair systems, actually. Let's turn off the shields. Anyway, back to this wounded beastie. Yeah, that's definitely an internal ammo explosion there. Because one entire side went bye-bye. Anyway, what have I done to it? Well, I'll use the surviving half as an example now. Surviving half, oh dear. What I've done is I've actually dropped it by 30mm. It was 330, now it's 300, so the bore size is slightly smaller. The barrel is slightly longer. But as the big difference, as you can see, is the shell speed has dropped from about 400 odd to 177. Yeah. So that's a massive reduction in shell speed, so it's not as accurate. Well, actually, its inaccuracy is a lot lower as well, but the shell's a hell of a lot slower. So it's going to struggle to hit things, basically, end of the day. There's a resource zone over behind me, I think, so I'm just going to turn around. So that's that. Now, to cope with the reduced firing rate, because, you know, reduced shell speed means that I've taken out gunpowder from the round itself, which I have. I've modified the shells as well, I'll get to that in just a moment. To cope with the reduced firing speed, I found it necessary to add more ammo input feeds, because while I have adjusted the gunpowder and the bore is slightly smaller, it's not actually going to affect the reload time that much, because it's still, end of the day, 300mm shell. And that's what determines how quickly something can be loaded through an ammo input feed. So it needed more to keep up with the new firing rates, and that's why it's slightly enlarged. It now includes clips for both guns, and those clips are used as mounting points for extra ammo inputs, as well as giving it a reserve as well. Oh no, that's it. There it is over there. Ooh, there's something hostile over that way too. Yay! There's always time for something more hostile. Wait, that one got hurt as well? Huh, I really need to upgrade my shielding. Jeez. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, the ammo, as you can see here, ammo clip here, and ammo input feed. So each gun runs on 5 input feeds, which is enough to keep it firing at full throttle. Because the reload time has been dropped by almost half to 9.25 from 15.7, I think it was. So that's considerably better, and the shell is also more powerful too, and more accurate. It's just a lot slower. Anyway, let's get back here. Also, I should turn on my cruise control, so just get moving. Oh, they shot my bridge as well. The curs! You're not allowed to shoot my bridge. This means war. Oh wait, I already killed him. Never mind. Anyway, let's get back in here. As you can see, I've done a little bit of progress on this bit. The AI has been changed. But the shell has been elongated a little bit. And it's now a high X shell, for the most part. I've taken off the solid composite head, because, quite frankly, with the reduced speed, it wasn't really doing anything for me. So, HE, 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 HE. So it's got quad HE at the front. So the HE blast is actually more powerful. Just to get it the correct diameter. Here we go. I heard a splash. So the HE is a bit more powerful and a bit bigger radius. But then backing it up rather than the solid kinetic, because it's too slow to have any real kinetic penetration. Still does 5,000 raw, but 0.7 AP. That's awful. Then it's got a pair of frag warheads stashed behind that. I might be under attack, maybe. Then it's got inertial fuse, stabilizer, bleed base again, and just 2 gunpowder casings. Right. Who's shooting at me? Oh, it's a thing. It's a thing up ahead. Right. Okay. Yeah, but that. Oh, jeez. Someone's bombarding me just a tiny bit. Well, let's see how you like it, buddy. What even is that? But yeah, basically, to get the cooldown down, I dropped it to just those two gunpowder casings on it. Yep, AI's dead after the missile volley, that's fine. What was that? Oh, it's one of those paddle gun variants. Which just went bang. Yeah. Not worth much. Oh well. Turn off my shielding again. So yeah, between the reduced diameter and reduced gunpowder casings, that's done okay. It's got me down to the 9-second reload time. But it packs more warheads, it's got the frags to try and deal internal damage when the explosion tears through, which is why the frags are behind the HE warhead. And stuff like that. Well, something you've got to remember about these guns though, it wasn't very impressive with the 15-second, and the 9-second is still a bit on the slow side. But it's actually a quad barrel, so take the shell damage, times it by 4, and that's how much it does per salvo. So in this case, it's going to do it's going to do about 11,000 explosive blast damage, along with 1,800. Around 7,200 potential damage in the frags per salvo. So 9 seconds and it does that much in a volley. Sure, the shells spread out and they're going to miss a bit, but it just increases the odds that some of the damage is going to hit the target, you know? So I am quite happy with that. And since I've got resources to spare, I'm actually going to mount some more of these guns. The plan is to get another 4 of these turrets mounted for the time being. And I'm going to mount them along these edges here. So there's going to be some here, and there's going to be some here. And then these ones will be adjusted to only attack on these sides of the craft. So this is turning into more of a general battleship kind of style thing. But the appearance will be worth it. I just need to make sure to tune the turrets so they don't angle the wrong direction and potentially blow up my own stuff, you know? I don't know. Oh, also, dropping the gauge removed the recoil problem because the shells were too powerful at 330 and with quad gunpowder, so it was generating recoil. Now it's reduced enough that it doesn't actually move my ship at all when I fire them. But anyway, I've just spent like 10 minutes babbling about what I've done to those cannons. Let's move on and actually get other things set up. Might be an idea. Actually, you know what? Might as well show this bit because people have been saying sometimes to actually include the building a bit more. So this is not much of a timescape at all. I was just thinking about how to go about this. And I'm going to be doing this by prefab because I've got a piece of... Well, these turrets are very complicated to set up. 3, 4, 5 on each side, right? So, here's what I'm doing. I'm grabbing the prefab of the piece of the turret which is actually integrated with the ship itself. And you just saw me, you heard me counting out where I wanted to go. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So, I can mount a pair here. Right. So, prefabbing is your friend. Very much so. Especially since prefabbing also takes the settings too. So that should be right. Yep, that's right. Okay. And then I want this thing to be a bit further back along here. I've got to be aware that they'll be able to fire forward, so turn a little bit so I can arrive into here. But once I've got these prefabs in place, then that'll give me the mounting points of where to put the turrets to pull the entire thing together. Right, slow down. There we go. So we're going to have another one here. So if I'm pointing straight at the opponents, then all cannons can fire forward. So, you know, incoming salvos of high explosive shells for everyone. High explosive presents for all little boys and girls. Yes. Yeah, I need to be aware of the shape of it. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that means this area should be safe for forward salvos. And I just need to place it like there, I guess. Anyway, this is the just the general building hint kind of thing, like, because this is advisable. If you've got something you're trying to replicate, use your prefabs. It'll save you a real headache trying to work things out. Yeah, that'll do. But that's just all I wanted to say. Yep, it always goes this way, doesn't it? Something turns up and interrupts you when I'm building. Oh well, in this case though, we've just got shot quite a lot. Well, actually, we've not got shot, they've got shot a lot. So whatever it is, seems to have just short-range weaponry. Can't even see it because the fog came in. Oh, I see explosions over there, so... yep, it is shooting at me. Shields up. But yeah, you can see what I'm doing right here. I've got these things spaced out, as you saw in the last bit. And so they're in place. I'm just building out the base of them. It's solid metal plating and just curving the shape of the hull around it, kind of thing. But it's a work in progress. Yep, very much a work in progress. What is that? Whatever it is, it seems to have a whole lot of firepower. Ooh, is that an Atlas? Hang on. It is! Hello, Mr. Atlas, how are you? Ooh, better turn off my cruise control. What's going on? Yeah, forward gun's absolutely fine. It's just bouncing off. Yeah, my performance against these guys will improve when I get more of these sub-guns in place, but yep, there we go. The point defense laser managed to call things out. I think that was the Atlas's bombs, wasn't it, that just exploded? I don't know. But yeah, you can see what I'm doing with this though, and I just wanted to include that because, you know, combat, yay! And obviously these things are taking more room than I thought they would, so I'm going to have to rethink my plans a little bit in terms of this. I was thinking of building bigger primary cannons here, but the ship is too slender at this point. So it's going to have to be another smallish turret going into this place here. Maybe missile batteries or something. But that is for the future. Yes, the future. Did I grab the... Yep, I got the resources. Okay, good. That is for the future. Let's turn this way to avoid the red circle, and off we go. Yep. This thing's going to have a lot of firepower as I go forward. I'm almost at the stage where I'm going to add in the other guns. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, I think that's all set up now. 10, 180, 150, 150. Yep. Problem with a lot of guns like this is you need to set up the elevations and things, don't you? So, you know, that's all about right. There's a lot of finicky adjustments sometimes, especially with these turrets, because you have to double up on everything to make sure that it's all working properly. Are you set up properly? Yep, you are. Max L10. Right. By the way, I forgot to mention this. The 10 is so that they don't angle too far downwards and catch on the ship, because that was the thing that was happening with the initial one. I know I showed it at some point, but I fixed it, so, you know, that's the thing done. Right. Anyway, don't mind the fact I was repairing those turrets when we came in. I did a little live fire test with this one to make sure it was set up properly, and forgot I hadn't set up this one, so this one blew up this one. So, yeah, these things happen sometimes. Anyway, they should all be correctly sorted out now. I was going to take these guys off of the firing group, but then I realised, hey, these guns, you want it to be, you know, to have firing groups set up. So if I want to use just these guns, I've got a way to control them now. Anyway, let's go ahead and click. Why are you angling that way? You're not meant to angle that way. Why are you doing that? And this is why we test, dear viewers. Because something is messing up in this one. Why are you angling like that? Did I give you the wrong things? No, you're not meant to point that way. That's strange. Yeah, according to this, you should be... you should only aim that way. Why did you turn the other way then? Why did you do that? The thing is, though, your base part turned that way too. You shouldn't have, but you did. Very, very strange. Okay, so there's something a little bit messed up going on. But speaking of messed up, by the way, this is also why... Okay, good. Those ones aren't misbehaving. And now those ones aren't misbehaving at all either. Yeah. Last time when I was saying it's one of the guns wasn't loading have the same as the others were having 2 in the clip, while the other one was only having 1. It was actually the one that only had 1 in the clip that was correct. The other 3 were bugged out and they were loading 2 by mistake. There wasn't actually a clip, so it shouldn't have been happening. Anyway, now we've got this thing. We've got multiple barrels of fun, which I can just point in a general direction and say, hello, have a look at my sub-guns. Boom! Oh, you didn't like that? Well, that's fine. I'm still reloading, so you won't have any more for a few moments. La-di-da-di-da. You will fear me because... Boom! And then I can just go off it. Yeah. So I enjoyed that more than I should have. Anyway, that's cost me half of my available resources to get those built up and to get the base parts rigged up as well for them. The back of the craft now has a slight sinking habit because it's just not fully stable yet, but it's no problem. When I start going forward, I lift straight out. And oh, look, there's something over there which just got badly damaged. Oh, it's dead already. The part kind of killed it. Oh, well, whatever it was must have been quite small, but it means I didn't get to show off these guys, doesn't it? So that's rather nasty. I mean, what was it, like 7,000 odd frags damage potential and about 11,000 explosive per salvo? So one side set of these can do 33,000 explosive damage. And dude, there's nothing there. Huh. I don't know. Anyway, I've also restricted the forward turret as well, because now it only turns to about here. Then it won't go past that. The side turret won't turn past there. So the only ones that can fire backwards are these, the ones on the edges. As you can see now, the other side one's going as well. And so I've programmed in the arcs just to be safe and they won't hit each other. But I've got plenty of firepower right now, so it's, you know, it's all good. It's all good. And if it's straight ahead of me, well, you're in trouble, buddy. Because I've got a lot of shells I can just send your way. Sorry. These guns aren't very effective, but I do like how they look on this thing. It's just really starting to turn into a bit of a warship now, you know? Click. Click, click, click. Very much click. Anyway, something I do need to do, though, is I need to get an AI set up for these guys. Yep, I need to work this into my AI core, which is coming together quite nicely in here. Actually, I want to maintain some of the glass in this, so this is once again style choice here. Nope. I want the inverted corner glass. Like that. Yeah, that'll do. That's not too bad. So, I was thinking of making separate rooms for the AIs, but hey, you know what? Never mind. This is going to be the primary core, the one that's supposed to be okay. So, this one is going to house everything. I'm going to put in some heavy armor beams here too. Sure, they're very conductive to EMP shock waves, but you've got to remember there is a layer of EMP shielding. Oh, I forgot to add the layer of EMP shielding. Oops. Well, it's good to find these things out, you know. Just a little bit. Beam 3. Then we'll add some EMP surge protection into the sides here. Actually, you know what? I should replace this HA with just EMP surge protection because I don't want this thing to get shocked. It might be slightly detrimental to the performance of the craft. Though, don't worry, I will be using more AIs spread out around the craft as backup systems. It's just that for my original AI set, I want to have the AIs like rigged up here in the centralized AI core room as well. I need a wood block here. Click. Yep. Jolly good. Now, where am I even going? Oh, there's something 160 degrees, 23 kilometers away. Oh. Okay. Something else this craft needs, though, is more turning force. It needs more turning force, full stop. Because it's getting... As I add more weaponry and stuff, of course, it's getting slower. So, I need to be aware of that one. It's getting slower and slower, and slower and slower and slower. Plus there's the fact that it's only got the turning thrust and adjusting its propulsion. It actually needs turning rotors and things. Sorry, not rotors, propellers. I need to work out how to include those in the design. You seem to be incomplete, buddy. Why are you incomplete? Did I not copy you properly? Why are you missing bits? How strange. Yeah, this is very strange. I'm guessing I ran out of resources or something while I was building this across. That's the only reason I can think of for why there's a bunch of blocks missing like that. I think I've got them all though. Should be... no? No, wait, that's the wrong one. No wonder it was looking too small. No, this is the... oh, there's a bit missing at the front here too. Yeah, I think I just ran out of resources while I was building this other one. The only reason why an entire set of rows would be missing, I think. Is anything else missing? No. This, okay, the hydrofoil seems to be fixed. How peculiar. You'd think I'd have noticed at the time, but it's a big, complex arrangement, so I'm guessing it just kind of said, okay, sure, let's... it looks so complete, forget about it and go on, and it's been missing for God knows how long. Anyway, I'm going to actually adjust things a little bit here now. So I'm going to use this space here I've got in the side, to include a whole bunch of standard props. Come on, props, there we go. Let's build all along here. And now I've got a bit of turning force in these back rudders as well to help me with turning my craft. It's not going to produce any more drag because I've embedded it in existing structure. But that is a whole bunch of turning force now, which will help me to turn, ideally. Anyway, let's see. This is the back of the craft right now, so when I want to go left... wait, they're pointing that way. When I go left, I want you in reverse. That should be fine. Right, okay. Yeah, from how the craft is pitching, it looks like it's going correctly. Jolly good. Okay. Then I want to do it on this side too. Come on. Oops. Okay. When I go left, I want you on like that. There we go. Right. So that should help my general turning performance. And it's not affecting my speed, but my speed is steadily dropping too. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention is the AI for these things, which is the sub-guns, I've dubbed them. Yeah, original name, I know. I've got this AI set up here, which I'm going to have on channel... wait, what channel are you on? You're on channel 4. Okay, let's see. Primary gun, secondary gun, anti-aircraft guns and things. Detection AI. Right. Channel 2 is going to be this one, which is the subgun AI. I know, I guess, original. Aim point selection and target prioritization, which I've adjusted so that it values per range should be reduced. So there we go. So this thing will prefer big targets and closer targets. So, well, you want big targets because this thing is a massive volley fire weapon system, you know? It's like, ooh, let's fire at the small thing. No, if there's a big target, fire at that, you're going to hit it with more shells. So, yeah, that's what you do. I'm not going to have enough AI systems, am I? I might have to build local AIs for some specialised weapons. Like, I might need a local AI for this particle cannon. Depends on how many weapon systems I plan to pack into on this thing. Troubling. Still, there's not been that much action this time around. I must admit that. But anyway, press P so I can actually see inside these turrets. Right. You are set to channel 2, so if you've got the subgun AI. That's one advantage of these complex turrets. It may be multiple turret parts, but because of how I've rigged it up, they are only responding to a single weapon controller. So for each of these big turrets, big complex turrets, I just need to find a single wireless part to adjust their channels. So it's quite handy like that. I'm sorry that I've not had a chance to show off these things in action a bit more, but that's just luck of the draw in this case, because, you know, I just didn't get a chance to find the nasty enemy things to, you know, to fight with. Well, I did find some enemies after I'd been installing these things, but they got murdered by my missiles and particles, because these things have actually got a reduced range on them as well. If I find the controller, here it is. Yeah, I've set them to a 2 kilometer limit because, you know, they're not really going to be hitting much beyond that. And honestly, with the shell speed, they struggle a bit to get that far in some cases. So the reduced shell velocity has hurt these guns a lot in terms of their range performance. But that said, it's the raw punch of the shells now, which is their specialty. But still, though, I think it looks really nice, though. It does look really nice with these weapon systems starting to appear on it. I was actually thinking of putting one of these guns up here. Unfortunately, this mounting point is just too small. So, for a weapon system on this bit, I'm going to have to put on something else. Also, I forgot to mention, I've also styled the top of the ion cannon. So, the ion cannon? The particle cannon. I've styled that a bit now, so that is no longer a big open hole with lots of exposed machinery in it. It's actually got a stylized top on it. Yeah, you know, looks pretty good. It'll look better when I can take off those blocks at the back, just to make sure. Oh, there's a bit of a hole there still. But again, that's because of the connection parts. That'll get fixed eventually. But the particle cannon still needs to be built up to its full size. Even so, it's still a really powerful weapon right now. Boom! But I don't know. I like how this craft is turning out. With lots and lots of volley fire. There's just something satisfying about many, many guns, you know? But with that said, it's also time to end the episode, I am afraid. This is as far as we can go. This has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I'll catch you all some other time. Some other place. Some other video. Whatever is your viewing pleasure. The direction of ToBA craft? Well, it's going to keep on getting more guns. Because, you know, more guns is always useful. Though honestly, it needs power and a lot of other things too. No, there's always something that needs to be added to this craft, I've noticed. It's just the way this goes, isn't it? But yeah. Catch you all later. 5-gun salute, please. Oh, 205. There we go. It's hard to do that without the crosshairs.